moment. She did see those nerfs to her ultimate that made her a little bit trickier to play, but definitely pro players have figured out how to work around that, and she really has...
saying, hey, look, man, there ain't no wards here. You could maybe make a play happen, and he's going to try and do exactly that. Flash play. iBoy is already doomed. That kill goes to Betty, and there's no way out for Hung either. He's going to try and get a counter kill. Ignite is ticking, and he actually does it, but it's still a 2-for-1.
Yeah, Hung does get the kill, but it's the natural advantage Italy has in the jungle to start clearing out this first dragon and setting themselves up. So looks like it's either going to be the...
Oh, Shalom, I don't know if he wants to make a play here, if he's actually going to commit to this. With Ike's here as well, with Wukong's ultimate, they're still going to make this play happen. In goes the Cyclone, knockups onto everyone, but Cube is low. Scout of the Week finishes him off, and Ike's flashes away to safety. Forge here, just going to be clearing the minions. He's onto Shalom Bao, but he goes golden, keeps himself alive. Forge now trying to finish him off, but he doesn't have the damage. Nu's ready to go back in. Twilight Shroud is here, but so is Ming. Ike's and Forge in trouble. Xiaolong Bao nearby. Ming can throw him a lantern if he needs to. There's a spear, but it doesn't quite land. The damage is still there. Scatter the weak, and Xiaolong Bao with another.
There's the coordination we are talking about from RNG, though. Just about managing to pick up the position right now to fight against this Syndra, who's already picked up her first item and the completed jungle item from the middle.
Yeah, Spring Split. They weren't looking at... Oh my days, how does that hook hit Ming? You're an absolute monster. Hung's caught out. Ignited. Is it going to be enough damage? He goes gold and saves himself. Xiao, who's there though? And he's going to... iBoy just about dodges the spear there. This is going to be the tower going down. No shadow of a doubt. Betty finishes that one off. And the gold lead is really...
be able to fight Vici at all points in this game.
It's going to be another tower going the way of RNG. In the meantime, on the bottom side of the map though, iBoy... The plates are gone, so it's relatively easy to finish these towers. And he does have a Mana Moon, so he's got a bit of AD to work with.
He's also just finished his cold now, picked up the cooldown on that right now, and a lot of the energy that you need for a Kali in these fights comes from...
Oh, iBoy gets caught out and annihilated on towards the dragon. That's a free ticket for RNG.
iBoy has not been on point this game at all. Arcaning shifting for way too aggressively in the bottom side, now getting caught out in the mid lane by the auto attacks from Betty. This sets up, well, mid lane turret going down. Xiaolong Bao is soloing out the dragon, and they're going to keep pushing here for RNG.
It can go for more. 10 seconds on iBoy. In they go. Xiaohu uses that Zonius to keep himself alive as Nu's going to be peeling for Betty. It's one kill going the way of Vici, but in comes Cube to turn it into more as well. He's on to Betty. Second Cyclone won't quite... Oh, it does land because Betty went into a cast time, and he's going to be able to turn that into 2 kills in the end. RNG somehow going in.
Xiaolong Bao is stronger. They haven't really been able to find the fight that they would like. Ming gets the hook.
Does, but that's actually going to be Vici starting to fight off here. Ike's went real deep for this one, slowed and forced to flash away. And that's going to be that. It's just going to be some cooldowns used for Vici. Hook goes in and Ike's is executed, chasing down onto iBoy. Cube, it's him against the world. Forge has to run away as well. Ming.
Thresh does so well at stopping Ike's from getting involved in these fights, picking off the same. Nobody from Vici here to try and dissuade this. This is what we talked about from Vici. We were like, hey, we haven't seen a huge amount from them against BLG.
Stopwatch sitting there. If Forge ever does manage to get onto him, this just feels like it's getting harder and harder. And even the minions are going to be working in favor of RNG.
Kali, or just pick them off if they wander too close. The problem now, though, is they're too far behind.
Cube's been caught. He's going to have his Cyclone to knock him up, but realistically doesn't have the damage. Or does he? No, he doesn't. It's the answer. The Ocean Soul plus the heal out of Xiaolong Bao. This is going to be yet another tower and yet another win for RNG.
And it's RNG looking really, really good. Like, from start to finish, they were able to find these advantages, getting Xiaohu out once again, roaming topside to set up the plays for Nu, and now...
Oh, again, iBoy gets caught, taken down. That might just be game Dagda.
I think that is going to be... I mean, you've got Cube who's dead, iBoy's dead. Here comes the teleport.
Look at the clock. This is a 25-26 minute win right here for RNG. This isn't just a strong performance like they had against OMG. This is domination. Forge goes down, another kill, and a comfortable crushing of Vici from RNG.
And that's it. RNG played this out.
As they're hovering over a Mordekaiser instead. And well, if you need something to peel for your AD carry, Mordekaiser's pretty good at that.
He does a reasonably good job.
To go for next. I'd expect him just to clear his own jungle though. reset and see what he can set up for later. Ming going to go in, trying to get onto iBoy. Stun is going to be there. Betty there to follow up. Actually flashes forward, and iBoy's ignited and taken down. 2v. And Mordekaiser is going to be level 6 now, so if you try and go for any kind of tower dive shenanigans, you're going to have a bad time.
He's going to try and do it again here. So as long as he can steal away a few of these, Ike's is going to be set so far behind.
Xiaohu nearly managed to steal away the big chicken as well. We've got a whole fight going on because Ming's arrived. Flash away from Ike's, but here's Xiaolong about to answer. Ming gets... Forge could be in a bit of trouble here as he actually valked so early on in the fight. There's no flash available, and he's going to go down. Xiaolong Bao. So this is going to be the first tower of the game surely going down in favor of them, but the Cyclone comes on through. Nu wants to contest. He nearly actually finishes off Ike's, decides to stay under the tower here. He will be able finally gets to step forwards here, and he will get the first tower of the game eventually. Nu was able to delay things, but ultimately...
The package is up and available for Forge, which is going to turn this fight pretty heavily in favor of Vici.
I still want to go for this one. Nu caught out, hung incredibly low, and already a kill onto the mid laner. iBoy's in trouble as well as Xiaohu dashes away. Ike's can't answer for him, and now he flashes back over the wall and finishes the kill. Nu desperately just trying to survive against Cube. Won't be able to do so, but it doesn't matter because the kill is answered. And Gatling gun for the rest of the game.
Look, what we need to do is him to buy his Zhonya's, and then we get the Zhonya's bug with the Gatling gun.
You can still win a fight.
RNG are looking to try and crack down this mid lane, though. If they can open this up, it becomes so much easier to make plays on that bottom side towards the top lane. But it looks like actually, while everyone from Vici is distracted with the big old bug in the mid lane, Xiaohu's managed to take bottom lane as well.
Beautifully done here by RNG to start opening up the map for themselves, and that means they're now going to have the lead when it comes to these towers. The only one remaining is Ezreal at any point because they're not going to be trying to force this 5v5 fight, so maybe Betty just decided he's playing for space right now, trying to make sure that Vici can't move in, and that's exactly what they've done. Betty jumps forward
aggressively, so as long as RNG are able to keep control of this topside jungle, they can starve out the vision from Vici.
In onto Hung they go. Cube has the Essence Flux on him, and Xiaohu dives across the backline. True Shot Barrage across the team. Solar Flare doesn't quite land though, and Hung found caught out in the wrong spot. Cube goes down as he can't get the 1v1. Forge is in trouble, so is Ike's. The whole of Vici falling apart before our eyes, and it's only iBoy and Forge to walk away.
And everyone from RNG is still standing so they can turn over towards this Baron, and that's how you get the control here for RNG. Getting the vision in the right place, the teleport in towards the backline is new, and as soon as you have all these pieces from RNG moving together, they dive onto Vici and just solidify their win.
And I just love that how coordinated these engages are from RNG. The second they can look towards towers or towards an AD carry who happens to be caught out yet again.
Really not been having a great series, and RNG now looking to put pressure towards this mid lane as Baroned up damage.
Oh my days, Cube, luckily for him, has the Zhonya's already, but it's not going to matter because Xiaohu's there. They're going to finish this one off. They ain't afraid of no towers at this point in the game. And well, another couple of picks, a tower goes down. They can start to siege in the mid lane here.
They can, because they've also got now Nu on this bottom side. So RNG moving over to help out Nu and clearing out that wave. And now they can just put the pressure down.
Honestly, Dragon's up in 40 seconds, but RNG are like, sold the Dragon. Let's get some inhibitors right now. These picks are at the perfect time. And honestly, it feels like the mentality of Vici is broken at this point. Morale is all but gone.
But it has been RNG making the correct plays, playing towards
away. You're 10,000 gold down. Maybe this is the fight you have to take, though, because Ocean Soul would seal the game. RNG going to force this one. True Shot Barrage across two of them. Solar Flare in, and here comes the fight. Xiaohu knocked up, and Ming doesn't really get much follow-up, but the bullet time barely tickles Betty, and they go in for the fight. But actually, Vici winning this one out so far. It's going to be 2 for 1 in their favor, but it doesn't matter because Ocean Soul went the way of RNG.
And where are they going to run to? RNG are everywhere, Munch.
I thought for a second there it could have been Vici's, but no, it's all gone down. iBoy falls, it's an ace, except for Hung, who managed to somehow sneak away. Bad support there to be the only one living, especially as an engaged support.
I would have abandoned you in that case as well, to be honest. That's the support in that situation.
Charming. Absolutely charming, Doug.
But honestly, RNG, this has been clean. This has been incredible to watch. And maybe, just maybe, Munch, you're onto something. They could be back.
I think RNG might just be back. It's a bit early to say it, but they're looking good so far in the LPL. That's 2 games under their belt in this series, and it's 2 series under their belt in summer.
Royal never give.
Them for right at the very start of today was the way that RNG can read the map, can read how things are happening and what advantages they can find. That is pretty much the definition of what has just happened over these 2 games, reading the win conditions and executing.
And we talked about it in the game as well, where Ike's was trying to get some farm back for himself because, okay, he shows to get the Dragon bot side. We've Xiaolong Bao steals away his entire topside jungle. Xiaohu realizes, okay, there's only one place that this guy can go. I'm going to go protect our own Raptors. They spot out Ike's, they all collapse, and it was just these kills that started to snowball out of control. And with how evenly matched at least the carries on both these teams were going to be entering into the mid game, it really depended on who was going to be ahead. And it turned out that RNG were just able to get these picks, make these plays, and get that gold lead for themselves.
And that's the difficult situation when you're Vici, when you do start to fall behind early, and your carries are things like this Misfortune that wants to fight in the mid game. If you're against a team like RNG, or at least some of RNG by the looks of things, they're not going to ever let you recover from that. And you can see, beyond the 15-minute mark, it was just RNG all the way.
And that was the thing. This is where RNG, again, realizing how do we try and play towards our strengths, understanding the coordination that was going to be needed to make things happen. And Betty, fair play to him, that's a lot of damage to be coming out from him in this game.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, you know, he got the kills early, right? And when you're an Ezreal, when you go for the Triforce, I'm just saying, you do a lot of damage. The True Shot barrages, especially during the fights, getting them across multiple carries is such a crucial part of the Ezreal kill.
I want to take this right back to the draft, though, because I feel like, one, we got to praise RNG, because in spring, one of the biggest problems that we saw from them was their draft. They weren't really giving themselves the opportunity to have these strong games, but definitely being able to read what Vici were going for here, counteract that when it came to the draft and how they wanted to play this game, picking up that earlier Ezreal, the Graves as well, meant that they were able to keep the champions that Vici had shown so far at bay. And it meant that when Vici got into the draft phase, they had to try and pivot to find something that they could deal with, some way of trying to get onto these carries. But the Corki never really worked out, because then we had Xiaohu answer with the Akali that was winning out in that mid lane, and it all really fell apart for Vici. And Mata, when it came to him against Coma, I mean, Mata definitely had the upper hand here.
Yeah, it kind of feels bad for Coma on that one. And Mata, he even bowed deeper as well. So that's 2 points for Mata in the grand scheme. Well, 3, I guess, if you count the 2 wins as points individually. But ultimately, RNG overall looking fantastic, feeling fantastic, and they're getting their mojo back. I think that's ultimately it. Like, you can have all of your analysis, put that in that corner, because I'm just excited that this team as a whole feels like a team again. And that was what was missing for me in spring. When you saw them playing together, felt a little bit solo queue-esque, honestly, in some of the games where they just weren't on the same pages. And, you know, Langxing stepping out of the team as well now. It feels like maybe some of these players leaving the team has actually helped out.
Yeah, and Nu has stepped in looking absolutely stellar in that top side. A lot of these plays have been set up off the back of him, finding these flanks, finding these opportunities to work within the coordination of RNG. And that is really the part that was missing as well in spring, was just how do they work together? They now turning on a dime. TPs are coming in instantly, reading the map state and understanding exactly how to execute on every single moment. And especially with how quickly we're seeing them in these moments make the call, it's not like you have time to explain to everyone their roles in these. It's, we know exactly how we need to play this, we're going to play it to perfection, and we're going to catch out all of our opponents.
Yeah, and so far, Vici falling prey to that after OMG did earlier on in the split as well. We'll see who their next target is. I actually don't know who their next game is, but I'm excited to see if this can now be transferred, because the big question remains, what happens when you're against top esports, when you're against JDG, when you're against even teams like IG, right? IG don't look that great right now, but they are not going to just easily fall behind. If you get a lead against IG, they're not going to stop fighting you. They're not going to stop trying to catch you out. So when you're against teams that are going to pressure you, what do you do then?
That's the big question, and ones that we have to try and find out. And unfortunately, when we look towards Vici, we had the question of what are we going to see when they go against these more aggressive teams, and unfortunately, they weren't able to find us.
There you
know?
go.
Yeah,
That's your case study right there in front of you. And it's actually, a lot of that came down to Xiaolongbao, right? He was the one putting on the pressure. He's going to be our MVP for game number 2. And honestly, I'm excited that looking at RNG games, we can have Xiaolongbao as our game 2 MVP and Ming as our game 1 MVP as well.
Especially after the performances in Spring. These were the 2 members that really felt lackluster, and now they're coming into their own. Xiaolongbao, well deserved in this game, and to be honest, over the past 2 series, he's been up in my head as the MVP for both of them, and now seeing him once again performing the Graves, controlling the pace of that jungle from start to finish, and really not giving Forge or Ike's a look in that 2v2.
Yeah, just during the team fights as well, his positioning has just been magnificent. But also just reading the enemy jungler, right? Playing so well around Ike's this entire series.
Yeah, and that was the thing, was how not only Xiaolongbao played, but how he controlled where Ike's was going to be able to move on the map. How he was then answering that with the help of Xiaohu and with the rest of the team. This is just what made it so difficult for Vici to never get that early game lead they were hoping to snowball off of.
So beautifully done from the entire RNG squad. And RNG feel, at least in summer, to be one of these teams where every single game that they win, it feels like you could give the MVP to multiple players, because it is very much a team effort, right? It very much feels like it's down to how the unit works as a squad. But when we look at Xiaolongbao, when we look at Ming, it's also the vision control that they're setting up. When we look at this jungle support duo, the way that they are moving around the map,